Hello everyone. Today I'm really excited and thanks AWS Community Day for having me here to share my experience and story. I'm going to talk about my journey from back to 13 years ago, studying AI at uni, to what I'm currently doing now as a chief data scientist and co-founder at Rejig, a data and AI startup. So first, a bit background about myself. I'm a data scientist and data engineer. I have PhD in machine learning. My expertise is graph modeling with deep artificial neural networks. I have been studying and working in data science field for over 10 years, including both research in academia and building data science products at startups. So I have some experience in both worlds. And my last 5 years have been very adventurous to me. 2015, I moved to industry from academia after 6 years research life at uni and joined a startup Safety Culture in Sydney and grew it there from 15 people in the office to 10 times bigger. And now it's not a startup anymore, very successful. And at the beginning of last year, I quit that job, partnered with two other amazing co-founders, started building Rejig from ground up, a talent intelligence platform, dealing with people data, which is the most interesting data, I think. One of the missions is to remove unconscious bias and boost female participation in the hiring process. And last year, we successfully went through pilots with our customers and raised the seed round funding in December, just before the COVID, and then started even more exciting journey. So this is me. So today, I would like to share some of my key experience and lessons I learned from this journey with you all. Why and how did I transit from academia to industry? What did I learn from working at a growing startup? And how did I end up with getting AI startup off the ground? There are many topics I will jump through in my talk today. Can't get into all the details, but I hope that at least something can resonate with you, and if it can inspire or help you in some way with your current or future journey, that would be great. So not sure how many of you are currently in academia or like me have academia experience in the past. My one was good, super intensive, super focusing, productive. I finished my PhD within 3 years, should be shorter than average. But I got to work on many interesting data problems involving different types of data, like the data shown here, text, images, videos, etc., and apply deep learning a lot for solving those problems, even when the term deep learning was not that hot yet. And my research focused on graph modeling, representing data using graphs, graph of graphs, even graph of graphs of graphs, and then proposed and developed graph neural networks with very deep architecture for encoding the rich graph representations. I won't go through the technical details today, but happy to chat about that after if you're interested. And then don't remember at which moment I just felt a bit sick of just working on benchmark data sets. Sometimes work really, really hard for improving the accuracy of a model by 0.0 something, just to outperform someone else and publish the paper. I kind of lost the idea if that's really helpful at all in the real world or not. And this feeling motivated me to jump out of academia because I wanted to see the real problems instead of numbers and charts on the paper. So I took my leap to industry and joined a small tech startup. This is a transition from publishing paper to building products, from conducting open-ended research to agile delivery with a focus on customer value, from a comparatively isolated environment to much bigger community and cloud platforms. This is probably not true for all academia, but was the case for me, as I got a chance to use many tools that I never used in the past. So to streamline the pathways between academia and industry, my learning is to translate your research outcomes to adding value to the company that you work for, identify your transferable skills, and take them to the next level. And I think there is a bigger need on broadening your skills than deepening your skills. Also, to activate and elevate your business acumen is a key to survive. Always start from customer problems and then think about solution and tech. See how your expertise can boost this. Don't make it reversed. Like you may think, oh, GNN is so cool, let's use it. But do you really need to? Is there a more efficient way that can solve the customer problems at optimized cost? So this is the mindset that you need to have. I still remember when I first started in industry, I felt completely overwhelmed. It seems 80% things are new to me, and I felt that I knew nothing, hence lack of confidence. As a female in tech, not native English speaker, no industry experience, I had a fear about my ability, and I even doubted on my own strengths. I was the first data scientist at a company. No one really understood what I was doing. No one speaks my language, and I was not confident enough to make decisions that I had to make. Until one day, someone walked me through the imposter syndrome and Dunning-Kruger effects. This was a study finding that high achievers underestimate their talents, while underachievers overestimate theirs. That really helped me clear my mind, make me rethink what's my value, what I know and what I don't know, and what should I do to know more. It has been a thing to support and motivate me for a long time. No matter when I overestimate or underestimate myself, or being overestimated or underestimated. And gradually, I was able to build up my confidence with better understanding of myself. And that has set a good foundation for all my future career development. So I have been with the startup for more than 3 years, and 3 years at a startup is quite long. Especially, it was a fast growing startup. Hence, I got to learn and see a lot during those days. And here are some of my takeaways. Hope it may give you some ideas if you are planning to move to a startup. So first, things move really, really fast at a startup. You build new things quickly, drop things quickly. People change, team change within very short time, and only a few processes. But this is exactly how it can grow rapidly. So if you are coming from a big company, then just need to get prepared to pick up the pace and adapt to frequent changes. And then it's very unlikely that you will be siloed into just one function. On the contrary, you usually need to wear multiple hats, take more responsibilities than you would at a larger company. And then this is how you learn things quickly and develop the T-shape. And then working at a startup at early stage, your voice can be loud and can be heard. You will feel that you are making real impact and not just a cog in the machine. And then you must heard about the fun culture at the startups a lot, and it is 100% true. And then there will be many opportunities in front of you as well when working at a startup. You just need to speak up, take bold actions, and step out of your comfort zone. And in my opinion, startups are meant to feel a bit chaotic, as building something disruptive, something new, something exciting will need some craziness. I don't think that's a problem, but the real problem is not listening to people, customers, employees. So if you are planning to work at a startup, then probably don't expect something completely in order. Something random will happen. As long as it's in control, then it is actually healthy chaos. So these are what I have learned from working at a startup, and nothing negative to me. I just simply enjoyed everything. So talking about the actual data science work, the major takeaway is that putting data science in production is very, very hard. Why? Because you need to make sure all things are ready and right for it. You need to start from understanding business values of potential data science outcomes. You need to make sure you have the data and good quality data, because data is the key to your work. Garbage in, garbage out. And you need to set up proper data pipelines for batch and streaming processing so that you can get the data in an efficient way. And then you need to choose and decide on right cloud infrastructure to support product development and deployment. And in order to do so, you need to have experts on your team, because data product is a team sport. And once the model is ready, you need to design APIs for model usage, and then you need to set up proper monitoring for maintaining the data science service. And then you will need to refine your models over time and provide users a seamless experience. And how would you know that your model is working in production? You will need to define right metrics for evaluation, and many other details that are not mentioned here that you need to address when putting data science in production. So I have worked on several projects. Some failed, some were successful. And here is a positive example. So it's called SmartScan. It's a solution combining natural language processing and computer vision to convert any customer inspection form, either on paper or digital version, to a defined JSON schema. And this is a very complex system which includes several components. Document adapter to parse different types of documents, and then document handler recognize and extract the text from documents, and then the text will be cleaned and formatted in the right way so that text classifier can classify the text into different types of fields defined in the schema. And such as in inspection form, we have date and time, checkbox, questions, sections, etc. And in such service, we use the techniques such as Tesseract, Google's open source OCR tool for text recognition, OpenCV for image processing, CNN for text classification, and our data team, product team, customer-facing team working together, put efforts on it for months, and finally put it into production. And the outcome was proved to have business values as we see that customer retention and usage improved. And we built everything on AWS, which is a typical setup where we deploy the containerized Python Flask app with AWS ACS and accessing data from RDS and S3. However, at the time I was there, improving and maintaining such service was a challenge. You need to make sure the service can scale as your customer base grow. Always keep the model up to date, and you have to integrate that into your other products seamlessly. So the conclusion is that maintaining a production level data science product requires a long-term investment. So next I want to talk about some takeaways on building data team as startup. At my previous job, I created data science initiatives there, and we have tried some common structures of the data team, such as centralized and distributed. And in my opinion, both can work with some conditions, but a semi-centralized setup works the best, where there is a centralized data team. But between data and product, we know that both have brilliant ideas, but maybe from different angles. So what should I do? Product team needs to involve data in product prototyping, and the data team needs to be more product minded by taking a step back and considering more custom values. However, no matter which format you choose, something on top of it is the leadership buy-in. Lots of the companies are talking about data-driven decision making, AI, machine learning a lot, all those buzzwords, but many are just hype. We have to admit this. And the leaders and data people are not on the same page will definitely cause failure of the whole thing in no matter which format. Okay, so now you get support from top, but come with it are also high expectations. I believe it is very, very common that there is a misalignment between expectations at the top of the company and the foundation of what data science can realistically deliver. Some of those oversized expectations are caused by lack of knowledge on current state of data science, current capability of data science team, and the nature of the existing data. Hence, knowledge sharing is the key. So all I mentioned here, leadership buy-in, data product collaboration, knowledge sharing, expectation management, is actually all about communication. So speak up, convey the right message, and then communicate effectively. So early 2019, I made a decision to change again. I started my entrepreneurship with two other amazing co-founders. I guess it is something that has been part of me since the very beginning. I just know that this is the way I should take. When I first time met with Siobhan, my co-founder and CEO, I knew this is it. So to me, the transition from employee to entrepreneur is all about mindset change. I was asking myself questions. Are you afraid of risk? No. Want to thrive on it? Yes. Fixed working hours? Ah, so boring. Longer working hours? Sure. Financial instability? No problem. And enjoy freedom or just dreaming about it? Of course I want to enjoy it. So just tick, 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 tick. That was how I started this journey. And 1 year ago, I gave a similar talk sharing my journey. But to be honest, at that time, I just had my passion and energy ready. Literally know nothing about building a startup. And then that was why I said, as a data scientist, I can't predict the future. I don't know what will happen. But within the year, I have learned so much. From the very beginning, 3 co-founders staring at an idea at a food court in a shopping center, to have a product prototype, pitch the first customer, sign contract for the first pilot, pass the pilot, get in an office, secure the funding. And I just asked myself, what was the most important thing during this journey? And here is the answer. So you can see I put team, idea, business, tech, and many more. But when I have a second think, I reckon it is just team. As team generates ideas, team runs the business, and teams place the disruptive tech. I feel fortunate to have a team like us. I believe it is an important element for any success we had and why investors invested us as well. So you may ask how, and how do you know it is a good team? So first, trust within the founding team and broader team is the most important thing. Believe in others' expertise and strengths, so can rely on them to do the right thing. This is essential to make the team effective and efficient. And then the energy. When I first time met with my co-founders, I just instantly feel our energy level aligned. And energy is contagious, so we were able to inspire people or attract people with similar energy level. And then three of us on the founding team, we have very complementary skill sets. We have domain expert, customer advocate, commercial operations specialist, software engineer, data professional. And this is a very good coverage of skills required by building AI startup. And of course, you need to have an idea, not just a good idea, must be better than good. Something disruptive and is a painkiller. And the market size matters as well, which is related to how big you can grow eventually. And yes, you are passionate, excited, and energetic, but this is not just a game, this is business. So it still needs processes, needs money, needs to comply with laws and industry regulations. So you need to know how to run your business properly. And about choosing a tech stack, anything easy, quick, and adapt to constant change will be your best choice at the beginning. There is no need to over engineering to set a very big foundation for the technology stack, because something more important is to find market for your product. Build the right team and the right product. Technology can always change. And my past 1 year was full of challenges and lots of lessons. A tech startup has 2 females on the founding team. We have been very often underestimated. People just don't believe in you when looking at 2 young ladies. Hence, you were not being taken seriously sometimes. But this is exactly the thing making us excited, as we will prove them wrong. And then the context switching was another challenge for me as a technical founder. Because no matter how ambitious the plan is, you have to roll off your sleeves and do it and reach all the corners and all the details. So switching among being a doer, being a thinker, and being a leader is a norm. So you will be pitching in front of customers, investors, working with current and potential employees, tweaking front-end UI, designing machine learning algorithms, coding for a particular data cleaning function. You just need to get used to switch between big and small constantly. And I have mentioned putting data science into production is hard. Agile data science is also not easy to run. When you develop data products, you can't exactly adopt the same process as developing normal software, just because the level of uncertainty is much higher. However, startup needs to move fast, and data science for sure can be agile. As agile in short is to plan, build, test, learn, and repeat. This actually can be aligned with data science workflow. You just need to focus on iterative reducing of uncertainty and prototyping. It is challenging, and we're still improving on this. And one strategy is always time box it and set realistic expectation. For example, if it is achievable to train a model with 70% accuracy within a week, but the next 5 to 10% improvement will take much more effort, and also with uncertainty around data. You just need to make a smart decision on defining an MVP and whether the efforts are worth the incremental improvement. And the next one is a big lesson I took, work-life balance. It is especially challenging when you run your own company with a mindset like me, because I'm 200% devoted to it. I have been working crazily without proper rest since the very beginning. So 10 hours a day is a norm. Weekdays, weekends, same to me. With this COVID situation, it made things even worse, as previously you still have lunch break and commuting when you can be off a bit, and it has resulted in some really bad outcomes, not only on personal health and also very negative impact on productivity, like making lots of mistakes. And as a data person and perfectionist, that kind ruined my life. So I realized that I need to balance, because it is not a 100-meter sprint, it's a marathon. Need to keep the sustainability. So I forced myself, completely switched off for 2 days and started meditation. Set rules and adjust a lot from them. Now it's back to normal, but that was dangerous. Just would like to remind everyone here, do not risk on that. So there are some advices for you if you are going to start your own startup. First and foremost, the team, the right team. Surrounding yourself with the right people, the ones that you trust and can rely on, and also trust you, then you already win 80%. And then it's not all about passion and craziness. You do need plans, not just one plan, but plans for different scenarios, good or bad, so that you get prepared and will be way more confident. And then there is just no magic. The more efforts you put there, the more likely you will succeed. And the most important, look after yourself. Balance your work and life. Don't fall off that ball. So after talking about this much, you may want to know, what is Rejig? What exactly do I do? So Rejig is a huge platform. Can't go through all the details, but simply speaking, Rejig aggregates and cleans all your talent data from different systems and resources, such as your ATS, HRIS, CRM, and then we enrich them with publicly available data on those professional sites, such as LinkedIn, GitHub, Google Scholar, to keep it up to date. And then the data is modeled with billions of interlinks. We deliver lots of talent data insights like gender prediction, talent ecosystem DNA, likely to move, etc. And we developed a job talent matching algorithm which removes gender bias. Everything is built on AWS, and maybe then when there is another chance in the future, we can talk about how we build Rejig from technical point of view. So 2019 to me was a journey from 0 to 1, and we are on the way from 1 to 100 in 2020. Even it is a difficult time given this COVID situation, but we're still confident that we're gonna nail it, and we're hiring. If you're interested to know more about us, please reach out. Thanks.